because it looks crooked, don't even thread it. It will work just fine. No pun intended, but don't fret it. Don't fret about it. It'll work just fine. Okay, I have this mark here that I can follow with a plane. What I want to do, I want to make a line along this side so that I don't get off, but I don't need much. I don't want to make it really deep, just basically a scratch so that I know where to stop, basically, and I can kind of square it, and that will go away as I shape the neck. So what I want to do, you see I have these marks here. I'm going to take a hand plane put this in the vise. I'm going to come down to that line over here. I don't need advance the iron just a tad. We're just leveling things out. And evening things out. Yeah. Before I continue on, but I'm going to do the same here. the line. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I don't know if I can find my pencil. Probably not. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this is a sanding block. It's got 60 grit on it, but quite honestly, I don't know how well that's going to cut. But we're going to try that. And if that don't cut the way I want it to, then I'll do one of these numbers like this. What I'm doing, I'm going to level this off, and that's fairly level right there, but I'm going to level this off. We've got like just a little bit here in the center, so I'm going to hit that with a plane, but between the plane and a sanding block, I'm going to level this off. That's looking good, and I'll do the same on the other end, on the other piece. Then we'll put them together and make them together even more. That's looking good. That's not square, so I'm gonna square that off. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's perfectly acceptable right there. I just want it flat and square preliminary to mating the two pieces together. All right, I have these together. I want to make this surface the same. Turn it to where it's like one piece. .60 grit and a sanding block. 60 or 80, I can't remember which. A nice low grit. Time for the glue up. The biggest issue with gluing up a scarf joint is that the glue makes this joint to slip. So what I've done, I've got this clamped on a board on the edge. The board has blue tape on it so that the glue won't stick to the wood. Okay. I've got it clamped down here so this piece cannot move. And I have a block of wood clamped against the headstock. So this cannot go anywhere except that way, and it's not going to go that way. So we're going to go ahead and glue this joint up. I learned that on a place called TDPRI, Telecaster Discussion Page Reissue. Basically is what that stands for. There's a place called the Tele Home Depot where they do guitar builds of all different kinds, not just Telecasters. And that is a fantastic place to learn to build, particularly electric guitars. But there's acoustic builds on there as well. But I've got my clamps ready. I'm going to clamp down here. I'm not going to tighten that down too much yet. I'm going to clamp down here. I'm going to clamp here. I want to actually bring it more toward the edge so that I got room to turn these. I'm going to go down here. And this will make some marks in the mahogany. I'm not really concerned with it. I know people get all bent out of shape with it. They're not going to be so deep that they're not going to sand out. So I'm not concerned whatsoever with it. Never have been, unless I'm working with a soft wood. With a soft wood, yeah, you're going to have some concern for that because it will imprint deep. But with most hardwoods, it's not going to be an issue. So I'm going to tighten that. I'm going to tighten that. I'm going to, just like a car tire, I want good clamping pressure. Wow. I must have that cranked already. But I want good quality clamp. Yeah. I want good clamping pressure. Because I want this joint to close up really, really nicely. As nice as I can get it to. I mean, you're probably not going to see it. I'll probably end up having to put little ears on the side of this, but we shall see. But anyway, now what I can do, now that's clamped on there. I'm going to let it sit for a bit just because I can. But it's threatening rain, and if I start feeling rain, I can take it out of this, and it's clamped to this board. It will not move nor anything like that, and I can transport it into the house. So that's the way I glue up a scarf jointed headstock. Thanks for watching. This build rolls on.